Hey guys, welcome back to another Disc Golf Examiner disc review. Zach and Brian back. Unfortunately, we're without Thor. Did you know what happened?
Dead.
I'm not sure he died. Well, Thor's here with us in spirit because today we have the Viking Discs Thor that Viking Discs has sent us to review. Now, you may be asking yourself, didn't you guys review that with the actual Thor? And you may be right, but this time it's in the fire plastic, which means it blinks. Let's check it out. Go to the profile. So the Viking Disc Thor in the fire plastic looks a lot like the Storm plastic with one big difference. Right here in the center, you're going to notice a little light. In the back of the disc, if you press on that once, it's going to light up the front of the disc. It has a blinking function if you press it once. If you press it twice, it's a slow blink. Third time that you press it is a solid light. Fourth time you press it, turns it off. The Thor is a fast, long-range driver, so it has a nice, thick rim to it. Actually, it feels pretty comfortable in the hand if you grip onto it, but I really like it. It feels nice.
When I threw the Thor on a Hyzer, it flipped up to flat and had a nice reliable fade at the end.
When I threw the Thor on a Hyzer line, it had a nice wide swooping Hyzer line to it and held the line the entire time.
When I threw the Thor flat, it turned slightly to the right but had a nice fade back. Throwing it flat is where it really shines.
So the Thor, when thrown on a flat release, rode nice and straight, and then at the end decided to dump to the left. Very reliable for that.
When I threw the Thor on an Hyzer release, it held Annie nicely the whole time and had a slow fade back to flat.
When I threw the Thor on an Hyzer release, I made sure it was straight and closer to the ground because this disc actually shined here. It had a nice S curve to it. And that's how we threw the Viking Disc Thor in the fire plastic. Zach, what did you think of this disc compared to the way that it flew without the fire plastic?
Yeah, I was trying to figure that out earlier, and I'm not so sure that they changed it up so much without this being in the middle. I think it flies just like the old one, which is pretty awesome. I don't understand how all the science works between putting a big battery and light in the middle of it, but I'm surprised.
Somehow they were able to maintain the same flight characteristics as the Thor in the Storm plastic. Somehow, I don't know how, but it's really cool. It did seem to fly similar.
Yep.
So I think, what do you think for a pro arm player is? Now, technically, this disc is not PDGA approved right now.
Correct.
But what did you think for a pro arm player, somebody with a bigger arm? Is this a good disc for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's just what it says. It's a 14-speed, fast, long-range driver. It's super fast. You really got to pump on it, but it gets a nice turn to the right and a nice fade back. I mean, obviously, this one here in the fire plastic is going to be for somebody that loves their Thor, but also wants to throw it at nighttime. Maybe up there in Finland when they don't have that much daylight, but it was great. It's good.
And I think for an amateur player, it's one of those discs that has a lot of stability. I'm actually going to keep it with me for night rounds, but also I think it's great for upshots and shots where you need to make it around things. Just for me.
Big skip shots.
Yeah,
even.
Big skip shots, huge for that. I think that's a good idea too. So for an amateur player like myself, there is use for a disc like this. I think you're able to get the full flight out of it, but I'm able to get something that hooks up a little harder. So that's pretty nice for me. There is a use for that. And I think it's really cool that I can throw this at nighttime. So maybe I'll even throw a few at nighttime and catch it on video for you guys to enjoy as well. So I guess that's going to do it for our review. If you liked it, remember to like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, leave comments, share it. We love it whenever you guys do that. That's what pumps us up here to do the next video. So Zach, thank you for joining me today.
Absolutely.
And I guess until next time, keep banging those chains.